Hello, everybody. This is the Stories of Tamriel, and today we have a scene in Windhelm. The Windhelm is it's now the capital of Skyrim. One of the hardest cities to reach and one of the hardest cities co- uh, to conquer. It's realm of many old kings and old jarls. It's known as one of the old holds. Now, Morven, after this weird weird day she had in the Winterhold, talking with a goddess and then coming to Windhelm through a passage of roads, finding herself in a very weird Jarl's feast that she found herself very uncomfortable or not fitting. She left the place with Finnebar, told Finnebar to fuck off or find her when she is more drunker. And Finnebar actually left to the inn. What's Morven doing today?
She's
Tonight.
wandering the streets of Windhelm anxiously because she knows that she's going to be meeting someone here. Someone is supposed to find her here.
The 2 hours of anxious walk, the rain started like 1 hour ago. Did she put her hood on? Or she wants
Uh,
to enjoy the rain in her hair?
no, she will probably have a hood on.
You have a very cool hood on that you found from the pardon, not death, dead Civic Order members. I leave it up to color for you. If you say black, it's black.
Well, yeah, we want it to be dark, to
Yeah.
fit with my heart. So
The
edgy.
is there any like is there anything on it like I completely live this to your imagination? There's no like Civic Order didn't have like this. Oh yeah, let's put our symbols in everything type of thing. Or maybe the specific corpse you took this from had a symbol. So I'm asking, what kind of a robe? How does it? What does it look like?
Uh, Dark and lightweight, but
Okay.
not very absorbent.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be soaked in the rain.
hmm After 2 hours of walk, nobody finds you. Nothing finds you. You are not finding the one you seek. But it's that strange feeling of being watched kind of pulls Morven, and that feeling actually comes to her. The She is usually the hunter when she hunts people or living beings at night, but at this time the words of Carly comes to her mind of how dangerous this man is. Hesitation is something that always there in everyone's mind. With the downing that she feels that sits with the rain, it does she consider, or does she thinks, or does she gives a more, does she influences the thought of how dangerous this man is more and more while walking around?
Well, if she feels that she's being watched, she
Mm-hmm.
will try to facilitate the meeting faster.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that there is danger, but at the same time, she's also very curious to know and to meet with the listener, because Carly told her that the listener has spoke of her, so that feels a bit strange to her. I think she will walk down the cemetery and get inside the Hall of the Dead and hide there and see if anyone is following her.
You come to the Hall of the Dead. There is this. I want to repeat my question just to make you understand. Like hesitation is, or like fear is exists in everyone except undead.
Yeah.
There are words. I say that the words comes to her mind that Carly said how dangerous this man is. How does this influences her? Does it influence her? She just shushes that thought away, or how does she feel? Does she feels like committed because like my does she feels like my belief says I'm right, so I'm right? What type of
No,
commitment she has?
because she still feels that she might have failed. She knows that
Hmm.
the wrath did not come, but that doesn't mean that she didn't fail on her task because she disobeyed. So
Hmm.
whether or not it was right to kill them or not, it was not up to her to decide. So you know, at the same time, if she was to be killed by the Brotherhood for good reason, it's something that she would accept because that's how she believes things are. That it's not for her to decide if it's the time for her soul to join the void.
Hmm.
Uh, but that doesn't mean that she's looking forward to getting there. So she's anxious, definitely. Uh, she's a bit afraid, but more anxious and curious on how this will go. Because she's not really convinced on whether or not she was wrong. She knows that the wrath didn't come, but maybe that was a fluke. I don't know. She doesn't know. What she
The
does know is that from the accounts that she has read from the place that she raided those years ago,
Mhm.
that it was supposed to come the same night because
Yeah.
it's pretty rapid. She doesn't know why it didn't come, but she can't know. She can't, you know, say that I know what the void wants.
Hmm.
So yeah.
The the door opens, and the man that you have seen as Jarl of Helgen enters. You see that it's this man because right after he enters, the illusion that covers his face actually disappears. It looked like someone else, but when he entered, it looks like him. Can you give me a bit of a perception check, please?
Perception. It's like,
I have to say, I really like Morven's stats.
well, that's a nat 20.
There is a blade that you heard about. It is given by the Night Mother to those who are worthy, and the blade is drawn. It's the blade of Voe. Small knife. And he sits down, turns his back towards, like he entered, he looked around, and he turns his back towards the wall, where he faces Morven or where she hides. He probably sits on a tomb. He seems to not give a fuck.
So he's facing me or with his back on me?
No, he's facing you. He's not turning his back to you. He turns his back to a wall, and there's one there's a blade in his hand, and he's staring at where Morven hides.
Do I get the feeling that he can see me?
Um, you don't think he can see you, but you probably think that he knows that you're there.
I will come out then and approach him. Listener,
Once you approach, you see he's wearing this. He's wearing the same thing that he was wearing. It's just there's a chest armor that that can be mistaken uh, under his black cloak for a shirt, but it's not.
Morwen doesn't wear an armor. She still
Yeah,
wears the common
commoner.
dress from the
Hmm.
earlier. She does have knives in her boots, of course,
Hmm.
but no armor.
Does she has her rapier in her knives?
Uh,
Those outside of her boot.
no, she has hidden the thing in her boot, strapped it on her leg pretty much.
Nice boots. His one eye is looking at Morven. He looks her up and down. Where did you found those?
In her tail.
In what?
I know the island supposedly disappeared, but I found my way.
He takes a deep breath. Why do you think you're here?
Because I disobeyed.
Night Mother speaks highly of you. I wonder why and a servant that brings so many lives. And then he looks into Morven's eyes and this man is scary. It's not humanly scary. There's something about him that is scary. It just I'm not rolling intimidation if you realize. There's something primal about him.
Fuck, is he a werewolf?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
So out of
fuck my
character.
life. Ugh.
There's something primal about him, and he just scares the shit out of you. Of course, he's not a Garu after all, but still,
Yeah,
I'm
but I'm a
going with the common verbal
Bosmer.
trope.
I'm a Bosmer. I should get a feeling for those kind of things.
You should. You
I think
feel you
so.
should. Let me read about the Bosmers actually. I want to be 100%.
I don't think that good elves do, but well, Bosmers don't exactly. It's the kind thing, I think, but I don't know how much it applies.
Give me a for. Let me check this to make sure. I'm not sure. What would count as him knowing or understanding what he is. Not investigate. Arcana. Let's go with Arcana.
But it's an arcane, though. It's more
That is
primal.
true.
I don't know which one would fit more. Nature, maybe.
I think nature. Let's go with nature this
Yeah,
time.
let's go with nature. My nature is as bad as my arcana. So
You heard rumors of your parents or like a maybe child, like you were always like you didn't met with your parents, right? Like I, as far as I remember,
You what?
Morven Morven never met with her
Oh
parents,
no,
right?
she did.
Or
She
okay,
did.
sorry, was she wasn't raised by them, or
She was kinda.
until some time? Okay,
Well,
they returned to the
they were
Valamid.
schoomies, so she was
Yeah,
basically raising herself until
yeah.
they left. Like, she, the raising was the few times they were sober, pretty much. Apart from teaching her how to con people because they were using her to get money and shit. Yeah, the usual stuff that addicts do.
They said like this weird tales of um, Daedric princes giving powers to those souls who works for them. What kind of powers you're not sure. What you saw is his eyes is just strange, and it's scary. Even he can be quite scary when he wants to be. And he like you're now with more understanding like, the way he threw that axe, hit that giant, and you're like, yeah, there's something fucking weird about this guy. Not weird, but
Yeah,
like
something's off.
something's off.
He's way OP.
He's way OP, man. It's like he has,
Fucking power
te-
gamer.
yeah, he's fucking power here. He has a 99%, 99.9% critical hit chance. Okay. So he looks upon you and says, I am surprised. My mother never. She was never wrong before. Give me a good reason on why you let Alfarius live.
You want a good reason or you want the truth?
Both.
A good reason is that he wouldn't betray the Brotherhood.
The truth.
And I know that he wouldn't betray the Brotherhood because if he betrayed the Brotherhood, it would be betraying me.
He takes a deep breath. You do those things, or you believe and act like you can make the decision for what Dark Brotherhood is going to do, or what is best for Dark Brotherhood.
I cannot claim such a thing.
What?
What?
What did you say?
I can't claim such a thing.
Your action says otherwise, Morgan. Not gonna lie, I expected you to run away. Not come here.
Why would I run
There are not a lot of there are not a lot of believers left in Dark Brotherhood. Majority of the group comes from money. Some comes for different tastes. There's always a place for murderers in the world, but this family offers a different type of welcoming. So you came. As I said, I am surprised. Roll me insight.
Yep. Please don't fail. Okay, 21.
He literally didn't expect you to be here. Like for real, he didn't expect you to be here. He expected you to run away. And there was a bit of a
Why
not
would I run?
sad.
Okay, go on.
There's not a sad, but there's like a disappointed part in him as well, like sadistic disappointment that you didn't run away.
Why would I run? The Wrath of Sithis would find me anywhere.
It did find you. You stand in front of the Wrath of Siddhis right now. Roll me religion, please.
I don't think I would need to do that.
He is word playing you,
Where the
but
fuck is the religion?
like yeah, you're right. I made you roll this before. He's word playing you, but he is 100% is willing to keep his word about being the Wrath of Siddhis. You know what I mean? Like it's a word play, but
Yeah, but I
it's a
don't
word
believe
play.
him.
I can back it up.
But I don't believe
No, no, no. Like he means it as like he doesn't mean it as in like
him. Yeah.
I am the only Wrath of Siddhis. He says it stands before you, as in like I am not different than that ghost that you were going to fight, or maybe worst. It's an intimidation and a word play at the same time.
Okay.
You defeated the Wrath, I presume.
Perhaps I would have if it came, but it didn't.
He takes a deep breath again. Siddhis took pity on your love then. He says that as in like that's not fucking possible.
Yeah, that's. Or perhaps what needed to be done is done.
Never liked the idiot jester. You're not gonna find a big tall Nord like the one that you murdered. The Red Guard was running the show good for a while. No one is replaceable. But I am very curious. He gets up. And I imagine like there's something behind you. Like a tomb,
Like a
like a
what?
small tomb.
Probably.
And he gets up. He enters your personal space and he pushes you down to sit on the tomb.
Okay.
I feel there's something more than this then. I came here to thought that you defeated the Wrath of Siddhis. I came here thinking ways of ending you, Morgan. Would you be willing to die if you think that it is going to be better for the Dark Brotherhood? Does your loyalties still remain true, even though one of my speakers ordered you to kill your lover?
If it is my time for my soul to join the void, it's something I will accept.
He starts walking back and he puts his hand on your shoulders. Does he like flinches?
Depends on how he does
It's just like that weird stance of like someone putting on your hand on your shoulders in a way that they will massage you, but it's not a massage. He just put it in a way where he holds those shoulders from the bones, but it can feel good, but he doesn't do it to feel good. It does it to make her know that he's there.
If it doesn't hurt, I don't think so would flinch at that.
Okay. Explain me why Wrath of Siddhis didn't come.
How could I possibly explain that?
You disobeyed an order that was given by your speaker to you. It was to kill everyone in the Downstar Sanctuary, including he gives a name to the people. You killed this and this and this and this, but you didn't kill Altharius. He then starts to state about like how you killed them, when the order was given to you, how the order was given to you. Seems attacked from the back to the Red Guard. You poisoned the food and the drink of the Nord. And the jester was cut from his throat. So why did Wrath of Siddhis then come?
I don't know. It should have.
You genuinely think that you should die? Or you should have faced the wrath?
I think I should have faced the wrath. I don't know why it didn't come. I don't know.
He then walks and turns, comes in front of you, and he puts his hand under his chin to raise her head to look him in the eye. And then he says, his eyes are like the feral, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he says, Do you believe in Sitis?
Yes. Is this not the reason why I'm here?
How does she look him in the eye? Challenging?
No, straightforward, direct. Like she wouldn't break eye contact. Like,
Hmm.
this is a bit too proud for that.
After 10 seconds of a deep stare that you and him have, he smiles.
Doesn't say anything.
You know, what can you tell me like how your character is feeling while he smiles?
Confused.
There were many mistakes that was done. There was a lot of mistakes in the past done by the Dark Brotherhood. We accepted murderers. We accepted those who seek place. And he talks very slowly, like I do, by the way. And it every time he speaks, it's like your heart pumps and then goes back, and then he like there's this like pause. That even in this weird place, he holds the tension. And I don't have time for part-time believers anymore. The old methods of old listeners are afraid of losing their power, afraid of doing things that would piss off other organizations. The consensus was more important for them. But I'm a new listener and I put no stock in consensus. From this day forward, everything that is was done wrong is not going to be done wrong. This is a cult that serves Citizen and Night Mother. And I listen the Night Mother and Cities to do their will and what they ask from us. If Cities didn't punish you for your weakness, that is love. I will have to find a reason of why Cities didn't punish you. Because I don't want weakness in my brotherhood anymore. And if I not make you an example by making a mistake, everyone will start to make mistakes. So there's two ways of you living here. We figuring out why Siddhis didn't punish you. Enough for me to show you the mercy that I showed of you. Or are you dying with this blade?
And how would we figure this out?
You tell me everything that happened that day, one by one. Don't miss a detail.
Alright. What could it be? Perhaps a lesson?
What do you mean, Morgan?
There is, I guess, a lesson in
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
there is a lesson you have to learn.
You say Siddhis tests us.
I don't know. But I did learn that love is not something for people like us.
You learned that love is not for us. You will live long.
Anyway, I should start. There was a feast in Dunstan. And at some point, Carly approached me. Fuck, I don't remember exactly what Carly said.
She gave you a paper.
Yeah,
Piece of
but she
paper.
said something too.
Don't fail me.
Oh, okay. She gave me a paper and told me not to fail her. I went to my room and I read the paper. And all the names were there: Cicero and Nazir and what's his name? Thor, Agron, and Alpharius.
Roll me insight.
Oh fuck. 22.
It feels like there's someone that he didn't like getting killed or ordered to get killed there.
Out of character, I would guess Cicero because he's the keeper, and Mommy wanted him around.
No,
Really?
he stated that he hated Cicero.
Yeah, but maybe he was just bullshitting.
No,
How could you hate
It's not-
Cicero? The mother loves him.
he doesn't. He listens to mom. He doesn't serve. Like he listens to mom. He doesn't obey the mom.
Oh,
He
well,
obeys Siddhis.
Well, yeah. But anyway. Lucian liked him. Anyway. And when I read that, I was upset and I prayed to the mother. And while I did so, I had a vision of the hand missing a finger, the middle finger. And that's all that this was.
Telling me this now.
I assumed that Carly had told you.
Takes a deep breath. There was a massacre at Dawnstar.
I know.
Communication is severed at the moment.
Well, after that, I burned the paper and I went back to find her. She was still at the feast, so I waited. I watched from the window.
I barely hear you. You keep cutting out.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
I followed her. She was still at the feast. I watched her from the window. Then Alpharius found me and told me he was going to the sanctuary. I told him to not stay long. He left. I waited. Then Carly went to her house and I knocked on her door. I asked her what the brothers had done and which tenets they broke. She told me that she suspected traitors and that the Morak-Tong are trying to infiltrate us. I told her about my vision. And she told me about the speaker in High Rock. She might be compromised, I guess. I don't know. She still told me to carry out my order, and I set out to do so. So I went in the sanctuary, and Alpharius was still there, speaking with Nazir. They were arguing about the recent changes that Nazir had made. He made the contracts sort of like a competition. Neither of us agreed with our tactic.
And it's insight. Insight.
Okay. 15. Unless I have advantage.
Not happy. Surprised with that call.
Nazir told Alpharius that if he didn't like it there, he could go to the sanctuary in Helgen. While this was happening, I hid in Cicero's bedroom. I was under his bed. I slit his throat. Nazir went in his room, and then I moved on to where Agron was sleeping. I slipped the poison in his mug, and half asleep he drank it. When Nazir came back out and sat on the table, I snipped behind him, and I pierced his heart with my rapier. And right after that, I heard Alfarius in the other room. He discovered Cicero, so I hid. And then he discovered Nazir as well. I decided best to let him out of there. So I went to speak with him and I urged him to leave the sanctuary. I didn't expect him to be there. I expected that he would have returned to the inn and slept. But he didn't. And we were on the beach and he was freaking out. So I told him and I challenged him. He refused to duel me. He threw a smoke bomb and disappeared.
You know where he went? As he starts walking again inside of the mausoleum.
He said to the group leader from the Adventurers Guild that he's going to elsewhere. So he's probably anywhere but there. Carly said he would go after her.
He would go after?
Hmm?
He would go after who?
After Alfarius. She did come to find me at the beach. I don't know how long after it happened. And she said she would hunt him down.
Oh. He opens the door and Alfarius actually enters.
God damn it, Ahmed-chan, I haven't prepared the...
It's fine.
Yeah, let me pause for a minute.
Okay.
Yes, go on.
She's Alfarius with his black cloak, blade, armor on. With a serious look on his face, he enters. He doesn't have that sneaky cunt smile that Morven knows. He nods towards the listener and says, "Listener." And turns towards Morven. How does Morven feel?
Weird. Confused and hurt and generally weird.
The asshole in the room senses the weirdness and says, "He came and found me at the Lantar Dale."
At the what?
Lantar Dark Dale is just a small village in the Pale. close to the river that is close to Windhelm.
Why did I remember this?
It's just a stupid name, and then
You're
probably
probably
mispronouncing it.
pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm bad. I'm bad. Okay, let me
Any
find what it is, because now it's gonna be killing me if I don't.
whatever. Stonehill. Fuck it. He came to me at Stonehill.
Okay.
Affairs. Yes, listening. Why don't you tell your story? I was approached by the speaker Carly that day. She told me that there was a problem with the Morak tongue and more problems to be held in High Rock. She knew that I, a member of the Adventurers Guild, were going to go to High Rock, and she wanted me to spy for the, as she thinks that the person in the High Rock, whose name I forgot, is a spy for the Morak tongue, and is the one who killed some of the assassins we have in Skyrim. I stated that this should be told to the listener, and she said that it's not a good idea. That she thinks that the listener has a lot in her mind, and it would be better for her to solve this alone with my help. She wanted to be a hero herself, I presume. I rejected her. Then I went to my room. After seeing Morven outside of the feast, for some reason I didn't remember this information, and I was quite dazed. I found Cicero and Rosine dead. I realized something was going on, and then I found Morgan. She wanted to duel me at the beach because she had an order from Carly to kill me. But I couldn't bear the thought of doing it myself or fighting her. So I came to back for her life. To you, listener. He doesn't look at Morven, by the way, when he says it.
Yeah, but when he said he came to beg for her life, she's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not for him to decide that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I take this order back. I don't think you betrayed Dark Brotherhood, Alfarius. You shown your loyalty to me by coming to me. There is a traitor in our midst. I don't think Carly is a traitor. I don't think Rasad is the traitor. Rasad is a speaker in Dawn's,
Hammerfell.
Red Guard, Hammerfell. the Lady Aranessa is the one who remaining from the old
I'm
times.
sure that wasn't the name.
I am just shitting the name at the moment.
I can find it for you.
Thank you.
Give me a sec.
She
Okay, give me a
is.
second.
God damn it.
Give me a second. Okay.
Lady Annette was someone who remained from the old Dark Brotherhood. The communication between Skyrim and High Rock was done. So I believe that she is trying to he takes a deep breath. Take over. By making a deal with the Morak Tongue, I'm not sure. I don't think Morak Tongue would make a deal with her.
They will use her to destroy us and kill her.
I have to say that the Night Mother states that her vision is blurred. Something stops her from seeing things. I was dealing with vampires. Therefore, I couldn't put my full concentration to this man. So she doesn't know who the real traitor is. But if it's a speaker, it must be her. Carly. And Doramar are like brothers and sisters to me. And you two go to the High Rock. You will deliberately receive contracts and investigations from Carly. Check the sanctuary and investigate it. We will be in contact. Are there any other questions?
I found a book.
Book.
At the same place I found the boats.
Which place is this? Can you say its name?
Arteum.
You really didn't go to the member order or the owners, the castle of the Sishic Order, did you?
Yes, I did.
It gives you a look like don't fuck with me.
They're all dead. Well,
What do you
almost
mean
all.
they're all dead?
I mean that when we went there, everyone was dead.
What the fuck happened to the Eye of Magnus then?
was taken. I'm trying to find the name of the dude. Give me a second.
Imric.
Imric. It was taken by Imric.
You see, like, his anger burst from his eyes. It's obvious. It was a mistake to give it to them. He growls like a wolf. What's this business of Imric?
He is an Altmer that wants to become a god.
Look.
He wants to kill
I-
the Daedra.
Is this the contract that
Yes.
we heard but couldn't respond?
Yes.
As in, the reason that the you and I received that vision was Night Mother was unable to speak to us. Or at least it was for a while. Something stopped her.
Yes, that is the contract.
I reached to Carly and she went there. Okay.
And she found that I had already spoken with the wife of the Jarl.
He nods. Well,
Well,
as both.
the book that I found,
Mm-hmm.
well, it was mostly bullshit, but Mephala was mentioned, and the Morag-Tong are following her, right?
Yes, they do.
Maybe she was causing the interference, or maybe it was this Imric.
You take the contract and therefore he makes a move with the blade. He plays it with his hand and the tip of the blade comes to his fingers. And he points it towards Morgan. Not the point, but the holding of the blade.
As in giving the knife,
Yes.
she'll take the knife.
To kill something the Night Mother can see, you need something that comes from nothingness.
She'll nod.
I guess we're done here.
I will not fail you.
I show you both a mercy once. There won't be a second time. But I mean what I say, Morgan. I don't need part-time believers anymore. I want fanatics. And while I am unhappy, I have a feeling that you will make me happy. And he turns towards Alfarius. You're raised by the woman who I raised. Don't fail me again. Alfarius nods. Then the listener leaves the room.
Morwen will hide the knife in her boot and will pull up her hood.
Altherius looks at her. So she looks like she's going to leave.
Yeah.
He stands in front of the door.
Please move.
No.
Then speak.
That's so easy for you?
If it was, I wouldn't want to leave.
I went near the listener. To offer myself and to save your life.
I didn't ask you to save my life.
I chose to do it.
I gave you a choice.
You gave me a choice of murdering each other, Morgan. And you're going to be mad at me for not murdering you?
You could have left me wounded, at least you'd think I tried.
You're alive. So am I. If your pride is so important to you, fine. But I try to save your life. That doesn't mean anything to you?
It does.
Means what now?
I appreciate it, but it was wrong. You know it was wrong.
Morven, I don't want to hurt you. What part of this you don't understand? Nobody finds you, you're dead. My blade is always poisoned. There is no way of me leaving you wounded. I can't punch you. You will tear the shit out of me, cut off my arm. I didn't want to kill you. I didn't want you to kill me. I didn't betray this brotherhood who I made you join and who you made me into believing this. And I am guilty for believing what you believe, what you made me believe, where I feel welcome as a family. I am guilty for remaining loyal to the listener. And he comes close actually,
So we'll
like
take a
very
step
close.
back.
And I'm guilty for remaining loyal to you.
I am not the Dark Brotherhood. I am a weapon that Alfarius, you are a weapon. We don't decide. We
Morven, you
obey.
decided when you wanted to duel me. You know it inside of yourself. You decided the outcome when you wanted to duel me. I just didn't took your option. What's so hard to understand that I didn't want to kill you? We're here now together in a mausoleum, both serving to the listener. So what has changed?
Everything. You don't understand, do you?
No, I clearly don't.
Alfarius, I would have killed you. Do you understand? I told you not to stay long. If you had gone to sleep, I would have killed you. You do not disobey an order from a superior.
Yet you did disobey it.
Because I didn't expect you to be there.
Morven,
And I couldn't do it.
and it's a bad thing now?
It's a weakness.
Morven, when we started this, we became closer because we felt alone in everyone's presence. Because they knew that they would murder us or kill us if they knew who we are. Remember those words? I accepted the possibility of one day something happening. One day I can piss off some higher up by not doing my orders. And I realized with you that there were no turning back. And I become a member for you.
And we have spoken about this.
And
And
there is
you had
nothing different
agreed.
anymore. There is no need for disobeying orders. We're working for the listener now. What you call a weakness is what makes you different from those November constructs. And it takes a deep breath. Normally, I would have killed anyone who was standing in my way, or ran away if I didn't understood. If I knew the battle was lost, but because I loved you, I didn't do both. I went to save. I wanted to die and save your life.
See, that's what I don't understand. If you wanted to die to save
No,
my life, but you didn't want to die by my hand. If I had to choose, I would prefer it would be from your hand.
Morven, we're alive now. There's no need for dying. Not anymore.
And
He takes a deep breath, and I love you.
I love you too. But
He extends the hand.
this cannot be.
Why? It's not gonna be a weakness. Again,
You don't know
I can assure that.
that. And how can you assure that?
Because we're going to tell each other what happens if it's going to be a weakness. Like the agreement we made, let's make another agreement.
You didn't keep the agreement we had.
No, I did keep the agreement. You said if you. You never said if I get an order. You said if I betray Sitis, you will kill me. I remained loyal.
Then you made me betray.
You are still a member. Nothing happened to you. You didn't betray anyone. There's something going on. These rules, you're a rogue. You know better than anyone. Some rules are bent or used against those who follow them. Whoever is doing this is using them to drive this wedge, probably. By doing what you do, you're making them succeed.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so.
So you want to leave?
I want to leave love behind. I can't afford it.
You're lying to yourself. Or you're a fool. I'm not stopping you anymore. You can leave if you want.
I don't understand why you don't think the same.
It's quite obvious. Maybe it's because you just don't love me the way I love you then. Because I don't want to live in a world where I wake up to knowing that you are not with me. This family that I joined for different reasons become more meaningful to me with your presence, with your teachings. He shrugs. I will find my way.
I'm used to walking it alone.
So do I.
Then you understand.
No, I don't. I don't have to.
No, you don't have to. But you will accept it.
I will accept what?
That I can no longer give you what you need.
I already did.
Real insight, maybe?
Mm, mm,
Oh,
Next,
fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Seriously.
I'll be right back. Just a second. I'm really sorry. Do what?
So, I had paused. So, yeah,
Oh, okay.
so pretty much she wants to not love him, but she does. It's weird and complicated and all that jazz.
I wish he looks up and he says, "I wish that we didn't spend so many times together where we can't lie to each other anymore."
I didn't catch the last thing you said.
He says, "I wish we didn't spend a lot of time with each other where we learn so much about each other that we can't lie to each other anymore, or we can't hide our feelings from each other anymore."
I've never denied my feelings. It's just that I can't afford to have them. Not anymore. I
I pushed
can't
enough.
be with one foot in and one foot out.
It's a hard life to be us. No one will accept us for who we are. I never saw this as 1 feet in or 1 feet out. After some time, I started to see it as we are in this together.
We're still together in the brotherhood.
Like that is such a like a lousy thing to say to your lover. Like it sounds like we break up, but we're still at the same school type of thing to say.
Well, yeah.
He nods. Yes, we are.
What will you do now?
Does it matter?
Doesn't it?
I don't know.
Are you returning to the Adventurers Guild?
I have my orders by the listeners that I have to investigate High Rock.
Doesn't mean you can do it independently.
I enjoy the money.
There will be questions.
I can
And
deal with them myself more than thank you.
alright then. Good luck. As we'll start walking towards the stairs.
May the night mother watch over your steps.
What was that?
May the night mother watch over your steps, he says. And then he adds, sister.
And yours too, brother. As we walk out in the rain
Hmm.
and go get drunk. Oh, there's a big rebound coming.
Okay, I think we end the scene there.
Yeah, roll the outro.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.